and continuing on with the first session. So yes, let's do that. Malik, you don't drink wine. Well, you could always go to the keeper of the Elysium and tell him someone's had a spill. Okay. Alright then, is there anything more you want to do in the Elysium, or do you want to go towards the Chantry and see if you can scout anything out?
Well, I'm thinking that perhaps you could get some more muscle to help do this job. At the very least, we should consider the opportunities and not just barge in. And who knows, just because they're shovelheads, it doesn't mean that they are unable to be talked to.
So you could ask the neonates around here if any of them are willing to come along, certainly.
It's weirdos, probably not.
Maybe we should go to the Bruja Elysium.
Well, yeah, you could. I don't actually have a map made for that yet, but sure, you can go there and you can talk to the people that are there if you want. I mean, you're what, maybe 2.5 hours into the night. You still have a good 8-9 hours before it's morning. Since I'm assuming this is like February or something. So the night is pretty long.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how good you guys are at in a fist fight, but I for one would like some help with that.
Well, Sarath is really good at fire magic. He was actually accused of torching another Tremere's lab, which is why he's here. So, he knows how to torch things. In fact, he's infamous for it.
Righto.
And Nietzsche, the Bruja Elysium is a scrapyard, mostly filled with broken down cars and household appliances, which the Bruja on occasion like to smash up with bats just cause it's a good time. And you know, they need to smash things on occasion. It's kind of a clan thing. It's traditional, really. I mean, they practically have competitions on who can smash up cars fastest and do the most damage. So it's... I'm sure Karen would enjoy that place.
Yeah.
So, to the Bruja place then?
Yeah, let's try that.
Yep.
Okay then, so you get in the car and walk, or rather drive, to the Bruja Elysium. You can hear the music from that place from a block away, and nobody pays much attention to you as you walk in. People here are generally pretty relaxed, and well, if you are so young and so stupid that you don't know the rules for Elysium, and if you get your face smashed in, it's your own fault. Okay, Dracolor, I want you to roll Dexterity Athletics to see if you step into something. Actually, you too, Malik, since you're wearing a suit as well. Dexterity Athletics. Yeah, you did very well. You see all the dog shit. All of it. You're not gonna step into any of it. Okay. Okay. You, you step into something. And you slip. You manage to prevent yourself from falling, but it's all over your shoe, and I think some of it is on your pants as well. You're gonna smell of dog for a while, and you're gonna have to clean those clothes very carefully, or rather Chloe's. Or you can just do dry cleaning. But for now, I wouldn't use that suit in the Toreador Elysium, not until you clean it up. Yeah, it's a good thing you went there already. Good job. First botch of the game. Woo! Hype!
That's not the first botch. I had the first one.
Did you on what? Oh, right. Yes, you did. Fair enough. You get that honor. No one can take it away from you.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, you do have servants, but a few of the Bruja seeing, and actually a few of the Malkavians as well, seeing they smirk at you sort of out of the corners of their mouths. They try to do it in a way that isn't too noticeable, but they noticed. So you want to, I assume, look for the Bruja Primogen, since he's
Yes,
officially
and
in charge.
I will be standing 10 meters away from Malik at all
Okay.
times.
So just place your tokens on one of the white areas of the Toreador Elysium, since I'll just drag the tokens of the people involved onto there if I need to, since we don't have a special map for the Bruja place yet. Say off to the left, next to the office of the Toreador Primogen. Okay, let me just find my Elders folder. There we go, and after asking for him, Emmet comes out to meet you. I was told that the Tremere were looking for me. What do you want?
What's the guy's name again?
Emmet Brasher.
You must be Emek. I'm Karen. And she walk up and extend a hand to him.
He just smirks at you. I say again, what is it that you want, Neonate?
Right, if it's like that. We need some help. Or would like some help.
With what exactly?
Some shovelheads.
Oh, like that is it? Well, there is a certain La Sombra, anti-tribu as they are called, who has been hanging around here and the Toreador Elysium. Apparently her sire has left town and she's managed to piss off the Malkavians. She's been busy annoying every elder and person of status in the city, looking for someone who can protect her from the anger of the Malkavians. I did not ask. Apparently there was some incident in a lab. It's a big mess, but she's desperate. I will put you in touch with her. But in exchange, you will have to do something for me in the future. As per the usual.
does not sound like a good deal, I would say. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry, I won't ask for anything that precious of you. Certainly I wouldn't expect you to risk your hides for simply providing a contact, but if ever I need, say, a simple ritual performed or someone's blood tested, I would expect you to help me out. Simple as that.
Go with it.
Karen does not seem convinced.
As you wish. He turns to walk away. I mean, you can certainly ask the Malkavians where the Sombra is. I'm sure they would tell you. Hello?
What was so
Maybe.
negative? What was so negative about that deal you want? That deal.
I mean, you could certainly go up to the Primogen and take that deal. You're certainly near shot. You heard the conversation. I mean, you could promise to,
But in exchange of them helping with some newly embraced fleshlings, we have to protect them against the entire clan. That does not sound like a good deal, and in addition, we owe that guy a
well,
favor.
if
We
you
do.
do protect such a fledgling, essentially you own their ass. You can exploit them for the next decade and get away with it. And you can always throw them to the Malkavians and trade a favor with the Malkavians for giving them up and withdrawing your protection, if their service is unsatisfactory. I mean, you can certainly play this to your advantage if you want. Besides, I'm sure the Malkavians wouldn't break the masquerade. It's... or, just commit violence against another vampire. It's more like... well, it's a social thing, right? It's not outright combat, it's more of the, well...
That's still problems that we don't really need. We're trying to make a good impression in the city, and getting an entire clan as an enemy is not a good idea to do that.
well, Sarah didn't want to fuck with the Malkavians anyway, right? You don't want to be on their side, certainly.
I don't want to mess with them, so I think I'll pass on this.
Alright. I mean, you could certainly force a La Sombra fledgling, or neonate rather, to teach you obtenebration in exchange for protection, and certainly that would be extra muscle. I mean, that's a clan that has obtenebration and dominate. That's a lot of very useful skill that you could use.
We already have option dominate. I mean, we don't have observation. Hopefully.
Okay then, so what do you want to do next? You want to talk with the locals?
I mean, we could just go and talk to directly to some of the Bruja, or we could try the Gangrel perhaps, but I don't think that they like us very much at this point.
Well, the gangrel might be hard to find. They are generally out in the woods doing their thing. They don't really gather in one place all that much. I mean, you might have seen one or two of the new ones in the Toreador Elysium, but mostly they stick to their own territory and run around in the woods doing weird gangrel shit. And Nosferatu, of course, are out of contact. You could try to talk with the Malkavians. Maybe you can get one of them to go in obfuscated and scout the place out for you.
That could be a good idea.
Unless they turn out to be batshit crazy, right?
You kind of promised us that they wouldn't be instantly batshit crazy.
Well, yeah, but you never know when you might say the wrong thing that triggers their either schizoid fantasies or paranoia or whatever, right? They need delicate handling. Meanwhile, Malik is trying to clean the shit off his shoes. Do you want to roll to see how well you succeed at that? I mean, I'm assuming you're trying to clean off while they're busy talking. I said that you can roll dexterity athletics, and if you get one success, you can get most of it off. Unless you fuck up again, in which case you'll probably fall face first into mud. One tried. Okay. So now there is virtually no visible dog shit on your clothing. But there is this weird smell that seems to follow you. Yeah, just a little bit. Those clothes will need proper cleaning before they are properly presentable again. Yeah, I thought that token kind of fit the kind of character I wanted to create for the Toreador Primogen. Well, if you want to talk to the local Malkavians, you certainly can. There's a few of them hanging around. Some of them have very weird clothing, so they shouldn't be too difficult to pick out. Well, I guess you could find a random fledgling. I don't have any named ones that are that hot, but if you want to talk to the Malkavians, go right ahead. Just let me know exactly how you want to approach this, and we'll play it out.
Like, Karen doesn't mind the plan. It's a decent plan, but she don't want to talk to Melkigans herself.
I could do it, maybe.
Well, go ahead and do it then. I mean, there is one guy wearing the swimsuit from Borat. You know, that green one.
No. Someone more reasonable.
Okay, so how do you identify a Malkavian? You just go around and ask?
Probably.
Alright then, so you talk to a few of them, but they point to the guy who is wearing said swimsuit. Apparently he's the one who usually handles spying business, and, well, he seems to be the guy in charge of those operations for the clan.
I guess I am going to talk with the guy in a swimsuit.
Okay, give me a second, I'll just get the token out. There you go. Hello there.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mr.
Borat Bond. Mr. Borat Bond. And you are?
Seraph Blackstone. I am representing the new Tremere arrivals, and we have been assigned a task by the Prince,
Oh?
and I was wondering if we could gain your help.
Oh, very well, I suppose. What is it that you need?
I would like you to scout out a certain location, the old Tremere Chantry to be specific.
Oh, I just did it this night for the prince. Does seem to be
Can
a
you tell
popular
me
place.
Can you tell me what you saw there?
Oh, there are a few Sabbat there. One of them can turn people's eyes aside, go invisible, trick minds. I'm sure you're familiar with the ability in at least some measure. I do believe there are 3 or 4 of them there. It didn't see any heavy armaments, just some pistols and the like, knives, few pieces of sharpened wood. Nothing particularly dangerous, and they did not seem like the kind to have any great skill in these kindred abilities. Certainly, when one of them snuck out under the cloak of invisibility, I was able to track them relatively easily, though I do believe that the person in question came back later, and they are most likely in the Chantry at the moment. I did not
Okay.
go into the office in the basement for the simple reason that opening the door may well have given me away, though, and well, I like my insides on the inside. I
Understand.
I did see, however, a staked vampire there. I do believe some sort of altercation may have happened, and well, you know how these things go. And one of them did have a few interesting claw marks across the chest. The Sabbat, I mean, so they may not be in top fighting condition at the moment. I left pretty quickly. I felt like I had pushed my luck far enough, but I assumed the corpse was one of their Sabbat. They're like animals constantly fighting against one another. Probably some disagreement over the books in the Chantry. They may well be trying to sell them to some of their elders or some treacherous thaumaturge. They did seem eager to search the library.
Can I roll perception to see if he's keeping something away from me?
Sure, go ahead, perception empty. No, he's being totally honest. He doesn't particularly care about you, but he's everything he's saying is more or less true, and he is making at least a minimal effort to cover every detail that might be important.
I thank you for this information. I will keep this in mind for later in case our paths cross again.
Indeed, please do. It is so annoying when people don't remember those who have helped them in the past. And, well, it's this city unlike most. We are actually able to function as a group. So, I'm sure we'll be good friends, Neonate. He's essentially
Yes,
hinting that he may well expect you to repay the favor with a suitably minor favor in return at some point.
Of course. Well, I will be taking my leave then. I hope you have a good night.
Indeed, you too, Neonate. I do believe that one of them was a gangrel, so do try to keep your insides on the inside. He had such strange, pointed, furry ears, like a wolf. So, be very careful.
Well, I'll be doing my best. And I walk away.
Do you want to add anything to that conversation, Malik? Okay then, so you guys want to head to the Chantry map next? Jekyll or Mads, anything else you want to handle before we head to the encounter map?
Nah, I'm fine.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I guess we could start scouting out the place, and then we could take a break for 10-15 minutes, and that should be the time when Bacon thought he might be back, so if he shows up you could go in at full strength.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and bring you to the Chantry map. It might take a minute or two to load. There is a lot of stuff on that one for various reasons.
So 4 or 5 Sabbath that were up and running, and one that was staked to the ground or something.
I think he said
Correct?
3 or 4. I think, yeah, 3 or 4. One of them probably a gangrel, and one of them with some obfuscation ability.
So maybe La Sombra.
Well, Sombra don't have
No, they don't have
obfuscate
obfuscate.
as in clan, so I mean it could be anything. It could be a Malkavian, it could be a Nosferatu, it could be a caitiff with that particular ability. It's pretty common.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna reveal the area. Okay, you should be able to see part of the map now. Feel free to place your tokens somewhere around there, and then I am... Well, I assume you want to give the revolver to what's-his-face, Bronson, and bring him in with you. Okay.
So what are your stealth stats? Stealth rolls, more like it.
Well, yeah, I guess you could use Bacon's revolver. What? Well, they had a guy who had level 3 obfuscate and really good stealth, but he's the guy that's missing in action, so okay.
Mads?
Yeah.
How good are you at stealthing?
A little bit worse than you.
I have... It's Dex plus Stealth, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's Dex or Wits. Obfuscate uses Wits, but I guess it depends. You can, if you can substitute Wits if you go really slowly and carefully, I suppose. Okay, so for the descriptions, what you see is a relatively squat stone and brick building. It looks like some sort of a warehouse from ye olden days. It's surrounded by a metal fence, and there used to be a gate here, but it appears to have been rammed, and one of the walls in the building has actually been blasted open with some kind of explosive. The area up ahead looks like what was the main entrance, and there seems to be a car around here. Do any of you have heightened senses running?
Sure.
I'd probably put that on the instant that we arrived here.
Okay, so everyone roll perception alertness with and it's difficulty 9, but you subtract 1 difficulty for each dot of auspex you have, since the heightened senses get more powerful as your auspex levels up. So its difficulty is 8, and if anyone has auspex 2, it's difficulty 7.
Wait, you need Auspex 2 to be able to...
No, you can use it. You don't need heightened senses. You could make it with a normal perception roll. Auspex just allows you to subtract difficulty, make it easier.
Yeah.
Which is why I asked before calling for roll. Just, you know. But okay, so...
Yeah.
Alertness or awareness?
Alertness. And Serath? Let me just put Bronson on the thing. Okay then, Jackalor and Nietzsche, you both notice that there seems to be a small street mutt that's, namely a dog, that is looking at the various entrances, hiding under the car, very, very carefully, and he's eyeing you again very, very carefully. And you'll remember that there may well be a gangrel inside there. Yeah, it's a doggy, and a doggy that's very, very suspiciously carefully just sitting there and looking at the entrances. Sorry about that. I actually put Bronson on the wrong layer, so you can't see him. I'm just a second. I'm gonna move him to the token layer. There you go. I'm sure you could just shoot the dog. That's not gonna attract any attention. Probably, right?
Totally. Loud gunshot is definitely not going to attract any attention. We have not seen any zombie movies ever.
I mean, Nietzsche, or rather Malik, you have a shotgun, right? You could probably nail it from here. Just lie down on the ground and just stick the shotgun under the car and aim carefully.
We could just
Totally,
support.
go for it. Go for it. It's an absolutely wonderful idea.
Don't do it!
Aww. I mean, I'm sure this dog hasn't been left out here to guard against Camarilla assholes showing up. I mean, that would be strange, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's not at all an early warning system. I mean, it couldn't be, right?
What kind of dog is that?
It's just a street mutt of some kind, one of those really small, annoying, possibly quite loud ones. It looks like it's just a random stray that has been convinced to do things in order to, I don't know, possibly earn some food. I mean, you all have knives and or stakes in the car, right? It's a free part of starting equipment. Everyone gets a melee weapon. And I think one or two of you have swords as well, actually. So you could just go up to it, pet it, stab it in the face, maybe. Does anyone
Totally won't.
does
Totally won't.
I mean, if you have animal can, you could possibly convince it to let you close and get a easier time of it.
What's the animal can roll?
I don't know. What do you want to use? I guess you can use wits, but since it's a from the second set of abilities, I think it's a you can use it untrained, but if you don't have any dots in it, it's at +1 difficulty. Unless I'm mistaken.
Did you guys take animal can?
No. Because I'm not a game crew. Ultimately Nosferatu.
And as for sneaking, the dog is looking at you. You didn't actually see it, or rather you didn't actually enter stealth before seeing it, and at this point it's... Well, mostly you just detect it by the glint of its eyes under the car, right? It's just light reflecting off of them. It's really well hidden there, and it's really small, so... I mean, you could try and entice it out with food. You could, I don't know, maybe run to some sort of a 24/7 store and try and buy something for it. Get it to come out
There's
and
a
then
hot
stab
dog.
it.
There's a hot dog stand nearby, right?
Well, this is a pretty bad part of town and you don't actually see it. It's mostly warehouses and industrial buildings, but you could go looking for one.
Anyone got any better ideas?
Nah, let's just move past. If it wants them, it wants them. I mean, it's not like the first opponent we meet won't want them, so.
I mean, yeah, you don't lose anything by trying to stab it. Or, alternatively, you could just try to use Dexterity Brawl and just stick your hand in its mouth when it opens it to bark and just silence it that way and then stab it. I mean, you probably will take a point of damage, but you might be able to keep it silent if you succeed on the roll.
Do any of you have brawl?
No.
Bronson has had enough of this discussion. He's going up to the dog.
Bronson, no.
He's already doing it. He's impatient. No. He's gonna fix it for you, master. Okay, he drags the dog out and shoves one hand in its mouth as it opens said mouth to make a lot of noise. There seems to be plenty of blood, but Bronson has the dog under control. One of you could probably stab it now.
Yeah, fine, I'll move over and slit its throat or something. Goodbye, humanity.
Well, not for a dog. Not if you're at humanity 5 already. I might make you roll for it on 8, but I mean, this is practically self-defense.
Yeah, not really, but yeah, whatever.
So, Malik, you're gonna stab it? Since you're over there.
No, I'm going to stab it. Oh, Medic does, whatever.
Okay, don't botch.
Wait, do I have to actually roll for it? Ah, okay.
Dex melee. Well, I just want to see if you manage to stab the ghoul. Okay, and since it's a coup de grace, the dog just bleeds out. You should probably look at Bronson's hand. Does anyone have medicine? It's bleeding pretty badly.
Karen?
I'm not sure. The dog of this size would usually just have, what, one blood point in it? How did you kill it? Did you just stab it or did you slit its throat? Oh, you want to feed off of Bronson, who is already bleeding out.
The dogs have 2 blood points.
Okay, so, is that... I essentially set it down as a medium dog, so,
Yeah, but it's on page 117 the book. It just say that dog have 2 points of blood, so... I mean, if you say something else, then I'm going with that, but, you know.
Or page 397 in the 50th anniversary edition.
Bronson is bleeding. You can give him blood to heal the wound entirely, or you can treat it, but it's lethal damage, so if it keeps bleeding, he will deteriorate. But you know, he did just save you from raising the alarm. Okay, then...
Can he heal it?
So, sure, Nietzsche gives Bronson a point of his blood, and Bronson heals the wound. It's fine, Bronson's fine, everything's fine. Problem goes away, the dog is dead, the blood is slowly soaking into the ground. You made a mess.
Hooray.
Achievement get.
Animal rights activists will probably have a field day if they find this corpse. Innocent dog brutally murdered. What is this town coming to? Yeah, we have...
Moving on?
Well, we could take a break now. Nietzsche wants to get something to eat, and Bacon said he might get online at around this time, so we could take a few minutes off now.
Sure.
So, I don't know, 15 minutes? Let everyone grab a bite to eat at once, something, that kind of thing.